what these 3 games I think have showed the Celtic board as well is give the guy the tools. Look what he's doing. Look what he's doing with what he's got just now. Give him the tools. And see, one of the things that I thought was a bit. It jumped out that then the financial statement they put out when they said they've got all this money, they've made their record profits and all that stuff, and it said they need to have a rainy day fund for when they don't get in the Champions League and all that stuff, because then it saves you having to sell players. And you think, that's fair enough. That's a prudent financial model. It's also quite negative. I would think, give this guy the tools, and you won't need to worry about not qualifying for the Champions League, because he'll do it every year.
Yeah,
give him the tools to compete in the Champions League. Don't turn out with a patchwork team. I mean, they signed 9 players in the summer. Palmer, I think, is starting to come into a really good game. I think having been very kind of sceptical about him at the start, I think he now looks like a bit of a player. I think he could kick on. But the rest, I'm not that sure about signings. So a bit of a wasted summer for him. But I mean, give the guy the tools and see what he does.
Matt, you're saying you're not too sure about it. You just need to look at the team.
Yeah.
Brendan Rodgers knows. Look, I don't know. I would surmise, I would guess that Brendan Rodgers would feel, right, okay, so let's say Celtic's policy is we've earmarked 18 to 20 million pounds to spend. And what we'll do is we'll bring in 9 guys at £2 million.
Yeah.
And we'll hope that 3 or 4 of them go on to be, turn a real coin on them. Brendan Rodgers, I think, would be looking for the Celtic board to approach it with a little bit more of risk. And instead of signing 9 at £2 million apiece, sign 3 at £6 million. And give him 3 starters.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, he'll turn those £6 million players. Look, by the way, this shouldn't go without being noted as well. The difference in Matt O'Reilly, he's working under Brendan Rodgers, Maeda, Liam Scales.
No.
These players are, they are coming on leaps and bounds under this guy. Yeah. If you went out and bought 3 £6 million players, heavy investment, you're not spreading the risk because you don't have 9 guys hoping that 3, 4 of them come good. You're actually hoping that 3 of them come good because it's a big investment.
Yeah.
But when you look at the way that these players are improving under Brendan Rodgers, what's a £6 million player going to be looking like in 2 years' time? 20 million, and I think that's where Brendan Rodgers, if he was able to communicate how he feels to the board, I think that's what he would say. Next summer, let's do away with the 9 at £2 million, and let's go for quality. Let me pick 3 guys that will come straight into this side and make it better.
That's what needs to happen. The squad's too big. He's got about 33 players. His squad is bloated with guys that are never going to get a game. So that in January, the first task is empty out the guys that are not part of the scene and make way for these guys. No one's saying go and spend 60 million quid in a transfer window. I mean, like I say, they spent £20 million this year. By the way, net spend was less with Jota money and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So they're not saying to go and spend 30, 40 million pounds, but like you say, get 3 guys in at 7, 8 million quid that can strengthen the team and see where they go. I think it was telling last night they struggled because the bench wasn't strong enough.
Yeah.
There needed to be a striker bought in the summer. I don't think O is going to cut it, and I don't think Brendan thinks it either because he obviously didn't see him last night. So a striker was necessary. We touched on, I think, a quality replacement for Jota. That might be Palmer, but we have to wait and see. I think the signs are good with him, but early days. And a centre half was vital. A proper centre half, not a kind of development centre half. A good, strong centre half. Although Scales has come in and been a revelation. Challenge for left back with Greg Taylor to keep him going because obviously Bernabeu is not going to cut it. There's 3 or 4 signings. That's all he needed.
I think if you went back to the summer, I think Brendan Rodgers would have wanted a left back, a centre half, a goalkeeper, a centre mid, and a starting winger, and a striker.
Yep,
which is quite a lot. But I don't think you would expect to get all of that. I think you would expect to get some of it, and I'm not sure that he has. Well, he hasn't.